Got it and done.
Got it. Alrighty, Islam, peace and love to you all ye beautiful people. Yo soy hermano Shamilim El, and you already know that all is well. And bro, could you assist me, bro? Could you assist me, bro? Please, with the, what was that? Man, what was that application, bro? What was it?
Braveheart. Always.
And we like to welcome ye all to another Intuition Monday. And I am here with I was gonna say, well, I was here with my bro, but he'll be back to introduce himself. But we like to welcome you to another Intuition Monday. As you can see from the thumbnail behind me, this is the Cancerian solar ingress, also called the summer solstice. And for the common people, right, the public, however you want to call it, twist it, summertime, right? Yes, great time, summertime, right? I'd like to thank you for that. And if you didn't check out last night's presentation, as we've been going over the Holy Quran for our devotional countdown every Sunday, as we started back at chapter 48, and we made our way back to, we're at now chapter 39. So make sure that you goes and check that out for that. Right, it was a pinnacle of wisdom, but my bro's back, living master, and he is.
You are hilarious, man. Peaceful greeting to y'all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco at Northwest of Maxim. How are you? Let's get it for the Intuition Monday, bro. I am ready. Flash testimony type fashion.
Let's get it. Flash. All right, so let me hit share screen, and I'm actually kind of doing the throwback here. So for everybody in the chat, y'all probably haven't actually seen the way that I'm about to present. It's actually been a minute, so and I had that thought. I was like, man, let me do some things, So without further ado, let's just let me stop all the talking. Let's get right to it. So let me hit play here. And I'm going to yield the floor to the bro as he starts us out for the Cancer zone, for the solar, for the sun ingress Cancer.
Interessante. All righty. So this is excellent, actually. All right. So Cancer zone, guys, is happening near Glenwood, Hawaii, right? Glenwood, Hawaii, for the 21st June, 2023, right? So with this happening, as you guys can see, Sun's ingressing Cancer in the first house, all right? And what's ruling the first house is Mercury, of course, as we can see. Mercury, of course, is in its own rulership, has a +10, right, for its essential dignities there, right? And the ascendant, of course, is within whose terms is the ascendant? Hey, look, it's in Mars's terms, and we know Mars is on Venus terms, right? Is that true? Is it? Let's see. Mars. Oh, it's saying Mars is on Mercury's terms, and there's a mutual reception between the two. Nah, say it ain't so. Am I reading that right?
Indeed.
Wowzers. That is a mutual reception between the two. That is interessante. That's so funny too, bro, because remember we was talking about that earlier. I was like, okay, no, that's pretty sweet to look at it like that. All right, so with that being said, and of course, we know we're looking at the time. That's the reason why the terms are where they are for some bit, I'm thinking. But however, remember, I was like, bro, everything's on Venus's terms, right? And I was looking at it from the East Coast. So this is interesting that Mars and Mercury have a mutual reception. So, okay, so with that being said, where the sun is ingressing here, though, overall, guys, I'm just going to really say for those of you that are near the Cancer zone, there's going to be a really great opportunity for you guys to allow your insight to flow, right? You may have some success, right? Some immediate success with, someone that's in power or has some type of authority to, kind of sympathize with your views. Or you may be one who is in leadership, being able to sympathize with someone else's views and allow a fairness and justice to actually take place pertaining to, what's actually written in certain either laws and or even policies. If you're doing something administratively, and you'll actually see that it will benefit you to do that, much better for yourself, right? Because what you can do is actually sleep at night knowing that you're not helping people to rob people. Mercury being in Gemini, of course, is very dominant, so to speak. So you may be able to assist someone locally, someone close to you. However, it will be heard around the world. I'm actually, kind of thinking with that being said, it will be heard. And so with that, I'm just thinking, I know Gemini's like, me next. I want to go next. Gemini zone. I want to go next. Right. But it's all good, bro. So just really seeing like it's going to be close to home. All right. And what I would thoroughly suggest is that ones really be very creative in how they're going to be nurturing. Make sure you're very detailed oriented in the communication so that you can be able to be very relative. And with that, we're moving on to the Gemini zone, right? Looking at the Gemini zone here, this is happening near Momi, Fiji, right about 257.50 anti-meridian. And it's happening in the second house, right? And we can see, as Brother Sean has posted there, ascendant at 8 degrees, 53 minutes, right? Cusp of the fourth lunar mansion, right? A critical degree. Very interesting too, because it's a critical degree where the sun is ingressing the eighth lunar mansion, right? And as I and Brother Sean discussed, 1 to 3 degrees is the fortunate degrees pertaining to Cancer, and then 1 to 2 degrees pertaining to Cancer actually is the degrees pertaining to sight. So very fortunate for sight, right? So when you're really thinking about insight, when you're really thinking about your neighborhood, because even though the key word for Cancer is home, home is also your particular neighborhood, right? Even when you're thinking like fourth house type of energy, but when you're thinking Cancer, you could also be thinking the breast and the stomach. You could be thinking about old time security. You could be thinking about your early childhood home also. So you may actually be someone who will allow yourself to have some values seen now. You may be, given the house that you grew up in. You may also endure being someone who can really just not only bring values to your life, but maybe even your entire community now that you're someone who is beautifying the community so that it will have a spirit of strengthening the morale. And with that, I yield the floor. I guess I'll get into the mutual reception between Sun and Moon next in this Taurus zone. Because the Sun and the Moon are in mutual reception. The Moon is in the sign that the Sun rules, while the Sun is in the sign that the Moon rules. All right. And very interestingly, while the Sun is ingressing within the third house, all righty, now Mercury is really doing great. Not only is Mercury dominant in mutual reception by terms with Mars, however, dominant in Gemini, as well as having accidental dignity in the third. Those of you that are near the Taurus zone, near, looks like, does that say Kionga? Papua New Guinea?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
See.
So with that being said, you may have to find yourself, as Brother Sean has there, satisfied with some type of mutual agreement. Alrighty. And said mutual agreement will have to be fair for both beings. All right. There could be no kind of dominance that takes place, but there's a certain superiority complex that may be there. So there's someone who's going to make sure that they bring their fairness to the table and bring about a certain active energy that plays out for both parties to actually get an equal portion, whatever the subject matter is for that particular moment in time. With the mutual reception between sun and moon, sun could feel at home, so to speak, here. So with that being said, you may be a guest in someone's home also. And with you being the guest there, you are actually receiving some favor from, let's say if it's you are at a brother's house, you're a sibling to the brother. However, your brother tries to use some type of superiority complex over you. And at the end of the day, others in the home are like, hey, that's not fair. You guys aren't children anymore. Stop doing that to him or to her. And so that's where you will actually, kind of have a change in interaction with your relatives. All righty. Because I think people will begin to actually see only due to the fact that they are experiencing some adversities where they actually can kind of look at you like, hold on, you've been kind of right the whole time. We no longer are going to look at you like you're crazy. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother, Humamo, please, brother Shana Mel, Islam.
Islam, bro. Gratitude indeed. All right, so we're here now at Cheongju, South Korea. This is occurring Wednesday, June 21st, 2023. This will be at 2300 hours, 57 minutes, 50 seconds. We now have Sol in the fourth house in Cancer. So as Brother Sai was saying, that sun and moon is a mutual reception. So for this, not only this summer solar ingress, but setting the tone for the summer solstice with sun and moon being together, operating in harmony, both the luminaries, suns in Cancer, suns in Cancer, moons in Leo. So there's a sense of wanting to beautify the home, but also create. So maybe some beings will be looking to bring forth some children. Maybe, as they will say, like starting a family or bringing some new seeds in, or even making additions. And with Mercury being final dispositor for this solar ingress, right? Mercury's at 18 degrees Gemini, definitely strong with that mutual reception occurring with Mars by turn. So there's a sense of active communication and moving forward when it comes to one's passions and what they really care about. Jupiter being chart ruler, Jupiter's in the second house, 7 degrees Taurus, right? Which Mars is final dispositor over for that. So there's a lot of just beauty issuing in and expanding one's sense of finances, and it's definitely energetically speaking, rather than materially reverencing here. So a sense of groundedness, pleasure, and just being grateful for the things that one has, and just being open to new experiences. And with that, I will yield, and we'll move along next. And to should be move that out the way. All right, we got 17 degrees Aquarius. Is that anything? Cool. Yeah. So now we've got sun in the fifth, and we're at Ranong, Thailand, all right, for this Pisces zone. So sun's definitely home, all right? Definitely loves to be in the fifth, but it naturally rules over. So for this guy, since there's gonna be a lot of maybe, all right, ascendants at 17 degrees, 22 minutes Aquarius, state of air and gases. So yeah, maybe it's a sense of maybe folks want to be like airbenders, right? Maybe, wanting to bring in harmony, all the different elements, air, water, fire, earth, those natural elements, and sun and moon. Let's see, moon is in the 6th. So there's a sense of, like I said, health here. So maybe someone wants to treat their grandmother to some herbals, or get more involved in her daily eating routine or nutritional values. And with Saturn and Uranus being the rulers of the ascendant, Saturn's in the 1st, Uranus is in the 3rd at 21 degrees Taurus. So what's that? Water travel. Yeah, so maybe there's a sense of wanting to take a voyage here or a trip, or maybe some cruises and even like airplane travels could be delayed here. Maybe either coming out of that area or able to head there, maybe some sort of restriction when it comes to that. So just be prepared for delays and be able to make adjustments. Mercury's in the 4th, right? So yeah, be able to make adjustments and the necessary communications going on with that. And with that, I will yield the floor for the Pisces zone. And we'll move along next to the Aquarius zone. Right? And, in the Encyclopedia of Astrology, it has the ascendant, when you look at 0 degrees Capricorn, but we know that moves back, right? Because nothing stays at still or stays at rest. So I think, yeah, that galactic center now, somewhere in Sagittarius. Yeah, let's see. AstroGo says it's at about 27 degrees, 10 minutes. All right. So, one of the most important points of astrology, but sun's in the 6th. Yeah, it kind of looks like it might say it's in the 7th, but just 49 minutes till it would have been in that 7th house cusp. So with sun being in the 6th, actually, we'll be reflecting the ascendant, right? It's interesting. So yeah, there's going to be a new sense of being able to break out of one's shell. And that's by first loving oneself and really valuing what one has at home and around them. And that's physically speaking, on the soul level speaking, astral and the causal level speaking. So this is like a spirit, soul, and body, as some would like to say, Son, Father, Holy Ghost. There's like a reunion, a harmonious sense of the luminaries between one's intuition and life purpose. So being able to gather and just set out on this fresh new journey. And yeah, just becoming more driven in a sense. Let's see where Saturn's in the 2nd, and it's retrograde as well. 7 degrees, 11 minutes Pisces. So yeah, just a sense of bowing on restricting things that aren't for one. Letting go of some daily habits or routines that just are not in harmony or is not needed anymore. And let's see, with that, bro, I shall yield the floor.
Islam. Alrighty, going on to the Capricorn zone. Capricorn zone. Alrighty, so this is happening the 21st June, 2023. That is Odin's Day, all right? Odin's Day. Wednesday. 5:57:50 post meridian. For Damascus, Syria. Brother Sean has the ascendant at the degree of the heart, all right? 7 degrees, all right? Sagittarius, all right? So with that being said, that means Jupiter's in rulership. Wow. The sun is clearly in the 7th house, still under Mercury's dispositorship. All right. And I think we can be very active in things that we've learned, things that we've allowed ourselves to grasp a hold of, even if we're, someone that's taking classes, still doing things at college or university. And interestingly, this is a Jupiter hour also. It's very interesting that this is a Jupiter hour during this time for this particular Capricorn zone. And Jupiter is there in Taurus already within the fifth house. So be very creative in how you expand, right? So what you can be is allow your inner child to really expand, all right? Allow your inner child to really take on a means to really learn how to kind of have a well-rounded and a more interacting with the world type of personality development. Ninth house, of course, what I'm actually looking at as far as, Mars and Mercury's relationship. Mercury, of course, is in the seventh, Mars is in the ninth, and the sun is ruling over the ninth house. While being under, the terms pertaining to Mars, right? And Mars and Mercury are clearly in mutual reception as far as their terms are concerned. So what's mastering the chart for the sun? Well, it's Mars being able to really, help you see that you can be able to bring new ideas, fresh ideas, be able to assert what it is that you know. However, you're going to have to do it in a way that's fun. You're going to have to do it in a way that is very relative. How can the people actually relate? And what may work out best is for you to really expand the values pertaining to fun in your presentation. You may have not actually taken that into account. You may have taken into the account in your presentation what it is that you're sharing. Is something that, is you just want to get the point across, make sure that people get what they need for whatever particular, subject matter it is. However, what you can possibly do is have a little bit of a crowd participation, or maybe find a way to ask certain questions of your audience so that they can feel involved immediately. And with that, I yield the floor. We're moving on to the Sagittarius zone now. Speaking of Sag being on the rise, right? Moving into the Sagittarius zone. And already we see Mars, which is in mutual reception by terms with Mercury, is ruling the ascendant. So, there's some things that are going to get communicated that's behind the scenes that people have never known. So there may be some unvelations here that are given, and with the sun there in the eighth house to kind of help solidify that, people will have that, that's what that was kind of moment in Sagittarius zone at 3:57:50 post meridian for Abuja, Nigeria. All right. So I think, whether it doesn't matter really what you're doing, you may be into music, maybe into art, maybe doing some type of video production possibly, or some means of producing something for you. You may be a writer. You have something that you need to write. You may find yourself actually having to do some type of partnering, alrighty, with someone in what is termed your career choice. And what will actually happen is you will have a sense of relief after probably, repining about, oh, you don't want to do this. I don't want to work with these people. And then there's this moment that happens in the interaction and working with them. You found that you could really learn from them, right? And you gain a new respect for those that you're working with. So those of you within the Sagittarius zone, and especially for Abuja, Nigeria, allow yourself to have some relief on your heart, all righty, to not make things so critical, so that you can be able to find the joy in something that you think you don't want to do. However, it will give you a new sense of self-respect, self-esteem, because now you can respect others that you dreaded working with. However, now you look forward to working with them more. And with that, I yield the floor as we move on to the Scorpio zone. Venus is in rulership here, right? While in mutual reception by terms with Saturn. Looky, Astro Cookie. That's interesting. With Saturn, we know clearly retrograde in Pisces in the 5th house. Maybe, some people are having delays, with what they expected in bringing a child forth, right? Maybe there was a delay in some fun that was planned. Maybe there was a time that you scheduled or wanted to have off, but you were called in to work. However, what's going to happen is you'll find that with whatever the delay is that presents itself, you'll get a communication that will be much beneficial if you just kind of endure whatever the delay is right now in terms of you bringing things to center attention, or even when it comes to some type of fun and recreation, or you may have to find yourself actually maybe chaperoning and you didn't expect to, maybe someone is dealing with a situation where, children are being brought to work that day or something. You had no clue that you had to kind of babysit just a little bit, or do a presentation for children. Maybe you were chosen by someone on your job, so to speak, to go speak to some younger audience. And now you're finding yourself like, hold on, I'm just learning this myself. I'm just really getting my feet wet, and already I'm, sitting here giving a presentation. But maybe that's why you were chosen, because you being one who's fresh in whatever the subject matter is, you can be able to give a fresh perspective to those that are aspiring to do what it is that you are currently into. And this is for those near Gabu, Guinea, Bissau. Alrighty, and anyone else and any other beings within the Scorpio zone. I will say that you will definitely bring some value to your standing by being very nurturing in how active and driven you show that you are, thus eliminating the fascination and denial that you may have with with the limitations you think are instituted when speaking to a younger audience. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I am well pleased as he goes in the Libra zone. He's in the Libra zone. Hey. It's long.
Let's see. All right. We are traveling near Lithium, Guyana. All right, we got Sun now in the 10th. All right, so now there's a sense of maybe a fascination and denial here with Sun down in the 10th. So maybe with one's mother or father, with that occurring. And let's see, Luna's in the 11th. So yeah, just connecting one's early childhood, one's inner mother-father relationships. Mercury's chart ruler, also ruling over the 10. So maybe even dancing of some sort. Maybe someone wants to pick up dancing lessons to learn. And pardon folks. Maybe one taking dancing classes or something like that. Or maybe just wanting to dance more. And let's see, Sun's ruling over that 12, so it's ruling over Venus, Mars. You also see, I think that's like Pallas, the little kite looking, and Lilith here. So yeah, there's gonna be a new sense of passion and beauty. So maybe one's wants to dance with their, grandmother, grandfather, or just even like a family dancing gathering. With that, I'm going to yield the floor. Moving on to Virgo zone, and we are near Granada, Nicaragua. Make sure that's good. Okay. All right. So we now have Sun in the 11th. All right. We have Ascendant at 18 degrees, 54 minutes Leo. which is the medical ability, 18 degrees through 22. Oh, so with Sun ruling that in the 11th, we could be seeing a sense of rise in like online what is that, online services, or beings looking to like an increase in appointments online, or beings actually finding out that they would like to get more into medicine probably, or you could see a rise in inquiry for medical astrologers. In fashion, Mercury still ruling the 10th. Interesting. All right. And Suns, wow. Mutual reception with Venus, while triplicity. Yeah, just finding the deep, full heart gems, listening to one's heart, opening one's heart. And with that, I yield. All right, finally, near the Leo zone for Ridgecrest, California. Just after sunrise occurring, Sun's in the 12th. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. So I would say for this summer solstice, if one hasn't got that journal, to definitely get one. Luna's in the 1st. So yeah, reinventing oneself, maybe changing one's hair. Which is how one perceives themselves. Mercury ruling for that final expositor for that. All right, Avid collector. So collecting some things that once lost or missed. 18, 6, and yeah, just organizing some things that one's getting back. And with that, I yield the floor. Stop that there. That's fine.
Indeed. Guys, we'd like to, first of all, tell you, make sure you go to 7hillstar.com, sign up for our email list, schedule your Mirror AstroLiteracy session, as well as getting your mental magician reports. Never forget, too, guys, you want to get your hands on the raw sea moss from Brother Corey. Guys, go to the About Us tab, right? You just see the little menu option, you know, like when you see the little like 3 lines for any website, that's usually their menu. So you can go and check our menu, go and click on the About Us, and you will see the different clickable purple buttons there to, you know, either DM us or anything of that nature. And what we will say, what we will we'll say when you get to see Moss from Brother Corey, guys, just know that he is making the gel himself, the raw sea moss. It's not like, you know, went through a whole bunch of hands. It's just like from the boat to him. Alrighty, as far as Brother Corey is concerned, you guys will not be disappointed with One Heart supplements and getting the sea moss. Yes, I and my brothers can all do mirror astroliteracy sessions as well as mental magician reports. However, we would like you guys to make sure you get your mirror sessions with I and your mental magician reports with Brother Sean. That's probably promoted first and foremost, and get them both. You will not be disappointed. Each are 153 units in lieu of lawful money each. So that is 306 units in lieu of lawful money. And never forget, too, for 30 notes also, you can get your hands also on the Astro Literature, all righty? The Little Star Seeds Astro Literature set, all right? And what's up, sis? What's going on, Malika? All this, hell. You're muted, Malika, you're muted.
I'm only here to cause trouble. Don't mind me.
No, it's cool that you showed up. Look, it's funny.
I just watched that video you posted from Sean in the with the straw man skit.
Yo, Corey had posted that. Brother Corey had posted
Oh,
that.
Corey posted that, okay.
Yeah. He posted in our Instagram group, and I'm like, that's why I sent it to you. Immediately I sent it to you in your DM. I'm like, yo, why?
They trying. And I get what they're trying to say, but they missing it.
Look, because me and Sean have been really chopping this thing up. Like, Sean's been going really hard with like taking and combine. Like I told you, my first year with Lawful Living was like no comparison. Now it's like nose down, eyes on the target. Let's, get it. So with, things that we have templated in combination with what you have templated on the website, especially, the email that I sent out as far as reaching out to the Secretary of Agriculture, that went out first time October 25th. So I didn't think about the UCC1 statement as far as by the Federal Reserve, not by us guys. We're not doing UCC1 statements. All right, just put that out there. But yeah, like, yo, Malika, like, we were really brainstorming that thing because we're at the point now, it's like, all right, we know what we know, right? Now it's time to really have more and more and more successes via just having these correspondences. But I really think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that I'm going to have to be annoying. Like, and when I say annoying, I mean like,
that's what M Woman does.
Say that again.
That's what M Woman does.
Yeah, it's about to be like
every day. I'm gonna have to send an email every day.
She's sending
like
them
artists
emails.
used to post people's like their music videos. They be like, "Why are you posting?" Yeah, it's about to be like every day. Like I ain't even. They don't have nothing but to do but to look.
Still doing records requests today to the DHHS that already dropped the case.
Wow.
She's reporting them for fraud, waste, and abuse. So she's asking questions about how what they did was not fraud, waste, and abuse, because of course she's going to report them to the Office of Internal and what does it call it? What's the OIG?
Inspector General.
Inspector General. How come I know the abbreviation? I don't know.
No, it's all good.
Like I had a brain fart for a second.
It's another abbreviation you're about to see. I just emailed it to you. So the first time I ever reached out to the agriculture, it's AgSec, right? Which is the agricultural secretary.
Okay.
I never got an automatic response.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it right now.
I just emailed you when like I sent that. I got an automatic response.
Yeah, I see. Like, it says automatic reply.
This didn't happen the first time.
Oh, and you sent it to the same place.
Same exact place. CC the same exact people.
Well, it was pandemic. The first time, the last time I should say. We're off a break now. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. But when I saw it, I'm like,
we got our shit set back up.
Yeah, because look, I'm just thinking like, because I and the bros are like, all right, cool. We're going to still hear out even another one of our brothers that it's funny because he wants us to sign an NDA. And it's just like, I don't want to sign a Noble Drew Ali. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be brothers. But anyway, I'm just saying. That's how I look at it. But, however, no disrespect to him and whatever it is he's doing. I just think that like the more sensical I am inside of myself, I'm like, we just got to have the conversations with these people, even if it's through email or through the postal stream. There's got to be a sensible site on this stuff. Like, all right, for example.
Yeah, you're trying to get a meeting of the minds.
It has to happen.
You communicate until you can get to a memorandum of understanding, right?
It has to happen.
Where both of us we're finally on the same page, because it goes back to what we were talking about on Saturday in class, where that's why I asked in the beginning, what did you think was happening?
Exactly.
What did they think was happening?
Yeah, like because Sean had even shared with us, like, he's been like on it when it comes to like Target, Best Buy, different so-called
Speaking of Target,
corporations, to the point where he's gotten in contact with like CEOs of certain corporations, right? And they were like, oh, let me pass this off to somebody else. But we want to be able to have a solid success outside of, well, we got a response. It's like, yay. Like,
yeah,
for
that
me,
ain't
it's
enough.
like that, right? It's like, it's not enough. However, Target, this is what I'm realizing. Some responses come back as if they're like say you wrote me a correspondence, Malika, and you're like, hey, did you read this particular statute about this particular subject matter? And then my response is, if you have a coupon for a milkshake, you can get a free fry with it, right? Like what the fuck is that? What is that? What is that? That's not what why are you responding about a coupon with free fries?
Because that goes back to the automated responses, the knee-jerk responses that when this email or this address receives any correspondence, this is the standard canned response, regardless of what the topic is, because it's typically about this. So typically when they send mail to this email or this address, they're trying to get a refund or they're trying to get redressed because they missed the pickles on their fish sandwich or whatever. So that's why we're going to send back, hey, you want to get a $10 off coupon,
Like, yeah, because Sean's like, hey, since this is my position and this is your position, I should be able to access whatever if I decide to grab something from Target. And then Target actually not just emails him, they actually send back a paper correspondence.
Oh, you have it there, Sean?
Oh, yeah, it says your letter. Hold on, let me
So this is your second? Is this your second? Is this your second response?
I took out the so-called address, but I blocked it out. So
you did. You can screen share. So
but
yeah,
is this your second response that you've gotten from the notices that you sent out all at once?
No, this is the third. This is the third one.
Oh, I missed one then. Who'd I miss? I just want to say none of them has said anything at all to me since 2019 when I sent them.
Wow. Target letterhead and everything.
Wow. We received your letter addressed to the executive Target Corporation. We appreciate your time you take. Ooh. What? Target red card account? What? According to your credit card agreement, you agreed to pay us.
That's it. There's the coupon for free milkshake and get free fries with it or some shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
you agreed to pay us in US dollars. You have US dollars, Sean?
I ain't got no US dollars.
What are they talking about?
Where are US dollars? Where are
That's
they?
What I'm saying, show me.
Does anybody?
I don't know.
That's right.
Let me see. Hold on. No, they're not under my keyboard.
Oh, they in my sock. Some folks like put it in their sock.
Your robe. Do you have any inside your robe? You might want to glance in there and see if any's lining your robe.
Yeah, it's not in my robe.
I hope everybody realizes why we're laughing.
You got a secret pocket in the kirta?
I hope everybody realizes why we're laughing, because what are US dollars? Where are they? What are they? Where are they? If you pay by check, if you pay by check, this is the exact response that places like Comcast and T-Mobile and some of the utility corporations, like this second paragraph is like copy paste. If you pay by check, your check must be drawn on a depository located in.
I mean, how many violations can we spot in less than 3
sentences? They got one sentence talking about US dollars. The very next sentence talking about located in the United States.
sounds like Federal Reserve agents to me.
Man.
We assure you that we review your policies, our policies, to make sure they're in compliance with current consumer credit laws and regulation.
Are they giving legal advice?
They made legal determinations already.
That's what it sounds. That's what I'm like.
You agreed to pay in US dollars. How did you agree to pay in something that we have never seen?
Can I get a records request on the application for the credit card then, since you guys are making legal determinations that way? Like, that's where my mind went. I read it. I'm like, Sean, what the fuck is this, bro?
Did you
like,
fill out an application that says I agree to pay in US dollars specifically? Like it said a species?
I just, like I said, sent my notices out. I'm like, you get
I'm just saying, like, can we pull up like a generic, like a blank
blank
application?
target?
Yeah, like a target red card. Just a blank generic online application. I want to see if it says card. I, say my name, promise to pay in US dollars.
Like, wouldn't this be an exhibit of like suing because they're making
you promised to pay? You promised to pay in US. Where does anybody in the chat know where we can find US dollars?
I've never seen a US dollar in my life.
Does anybody know where we can get them?
I don't know.
Like, how do you get US dollars?
Did you fill that out, Sean?
Not at all.
Yeah, I know that.
Let's see if they have a PDF. Maybe they have a way. All right. Okay, yeah, this looks Target debit card application. Target is a bank?
They're all banks. Stop it, Malika. Stop it. Stop it. They're all banks.
Look how they're asking you to be engaged in interstate and foreign commerce.
How many separate contracts are there? Why are there so many boxes? Well, go ahead, are you?
But you see the driver license number has red. So if you didn't agree to drive a commercial motor vehicle at the pleasure of the governor, you can't even apply for this.
Discrimination.
That's discrimination.
Or they're telling you you don't belong here.
Yeah, let's go back to that circle chart you drew, right? Where we use Target as the example. Is this the vendor? Is this a vendor application for you to be pulling up that 53-foot truck in the back, which a manifest?
That's what it sounds like.
What you need a driver's license for.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay, let's see. I certify the information is correct. I agree to be bound by all the terms and conditions. Okay, let's see what the terms and conditions are. Is it on the second page or third? Where are the terms and conditions? Oh shit, that's the end of it?
That's it.
Nah. Where's the terms and conditions? No. No.
Where are they?
Where is
bleep this off, folks?
No, this cannot be it. No, this cannot be it. I'm serious because I worked at a bank. They have to have the terms and conditions.
What are those? What are those terms and conditions?
No, how did they just have that front page but not the rest?
Target credit card agreement.
Okay, I wonder if you could do a search in here for US dollars. Maybe Control F.
Oh, he's on an Apple. Might be Command F, I guess. Oh, there you go.
Nah, you got to type in like United States dollars or just dollars.
Wow.
Type in just dollars, see what comes up.
There you go, right there. You agree
it says
to
dollars?
pay us in United States dollars. Lower right-hand corner. Look at that.
You agree to pay us in United States dollars. And then they say the next line. If you pay by check.
That's where they copy and pasted
Yes.
that second paragraph from.
You agree to pay us in United States dollars. That's amazing.
Records request, because if he never filled that out, why are they presuming that he has? Because of the conversation.
Well, they're saying that he had to have agreed to this, or else he would not have gotten the card, is what they are alleging.
Never received the card. He's never had a card. He's talking about, hey, is there something?
Wait a minute. No, wait.
Exactly.
Wait. So you just sent them the payment impossibility,
the notice of liability and intent,
and they assumed that it was because you had a card.
That's what they responded.
That's what I was saying.
I thought you wrote them the payment impossibility because you had a card.
Oh no, I just sent out the notice of liability and intent from Feed the Fam. And I let me just send it to everybody, if I go here, I let you know.
This is even funnier.
That's why I sent to the pros. I'm like, bros, I even apply for that card or none of that.
So you never agreed to give them anything, including
there's no application for them to even be speaking like that, nor do they have evidence of an application.
So as soon as they receive something referring to payment, they assume that, he must be talking about this card. So, but they don't mention any card account.
That's what it says.
So what are they talking about? What type of hocus pocus bullshit tocus is that?
Oh my God.
And it says it too. It says, where did it say that?
It says according to your credit card agreement. That does not exist.
That's why I keep saying records request.
I got it now. I'm glad we took a pause and went to look up where where you had to agree. But they about your Target red card account that you don't have and never applied for.
We will be happy to answer any questions and discuss options with the account holder. There is no account, but it sounds like the one holding the account is them. They're the account holder. It gotta be, because who knows nobody knows what they're talking about.
This is
Brother
great.
Sean's side.
This is great. Please know that according to your non-existent credit card agreement, you agreed to pay us in United States dollars, and if you pay by check, your check must be drawn on the depository institution located in the United States.
So can you imagine an attorney trying to present this as evidence when he's not a witness? So he's gonna be told to shut the fuck up in a kind way. However, see, he has an agreement. It's even said here in a response to him from corporate that he agreed to pay in US dollars. And it's like, that's why I'm like, records request, you know what I mean? Like where? I can see, like you said, they're making legal determinations. I can foresee an abuse of process, all of that.
This is great.
That's why I said, what is with that type of knee-jerk response that they do?
But you can tell that this is obviously just, a canned letter, like I mentioned before. Because if it wasn't, then whoever caused this AI printed letter, they would know the name and address is not associated with any credit card account or agreement.
Exactly.
Maybe it's a chat GPT prompt.
Yes.
Wow. Yep. Wow. I mean, and then no one signed it sincerely.
Of course not.
Card Services. What's Target Card Services?
It's no one saying anything about nothing, because the account doesn't exist, the card doesn't exist, their United States dollars don't exist. And then they out here talking about located in the United States, like they know where that is. So you have to
call
think
them
they know
now.
where it is.
We could call them now because they're available from 7 a.m. to 12 a.m.
What would you ask them?
Can you send a record of the application that was filled out by Shauna Lee Mel? And they were like, oh, we have no record of that. Well, can you send me that in writing that you have no record? Because now you have two, not one,
and
but two.
It says it right there
too.
too. We were unable to locate the account referencing your letter, but I never referenced that. So yeah, it's so like fucking animated because I never.
So how could they
even
say
said that?
The first sentence in
we've already realized that it's not a letter actually pertaining. This is not a response actually pertaining to your letter. So it's a response. It's just not pertaining to your letter.
It's weak hypnosis.
I don't even think they're trying. They're not even. They're not even trying hypnosis because they admit that there is no account found. So this is just, a letter that goes from this address.
That's a perjuring statement in that third paragraph. That's one sentence. What account did he reference? Sean, what account did you reference?
This is an AI response. It's obviously a computer response. It's not signed, which because a computer can't sign, right? And it's regurgitated information. You agree to pay us in US dollars, etc. So, and the computer can't lie.
And it was like when I talked to Joe, and I was like, did you even read what was in the notice? Because like you're talking like you didn't read it.
That's our favorite. That's our favorite question because it's the same question to ask the judges that will make an order for anything and claiming to be informed by the record or be informed by the complaint on record or whatever. And we always have that question when they make their conclusions. Did you read it? Did you actually? Because it don't seem like you read it. They'll say your complaint failed to properly allege diversity jurisdiction, but you did not plead diversity jurisdiction. You pled federal question.
Wow.
So did you read the cover sheet? Did you read this is a suit about a federal question? You're saying that you're making this order pursuant to the record, the thoroughly reviewed record or something to that effect that they always claim.
Wow.
So the only one so far that sounds like they read it is the one that the first one you read on the call.
Wow.
If you come in our store and you try to take stuff, wah, 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 wah.
Was that Best Buy?
Yeah, that was Best Buy.
And that's when you got in contact with the actual CEO of Best Buy though, right? Like you got his number, right?
Yeah, like their head of dispute or executive things.
Awesome. Okay. And who was the second one?
Home Depot, but they responded like on some like I was a quote unquote customer. Hold on, I'll read it for you exactly. Let me type it. Like a dispute or something. That's what it was.
Like you actually got. I didn't get nothing, and I'm the one who put all those addresses on the document.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let's see.
Did you get different addresses from the ones that I had on the example? In the what do I call it? My certificate of service. Did you use the same?
Yeah, I used the same ones, and then I included them in it.
So they weren't.
I looked up their leadership department of each.
So place. I didn't have Target on there. Is that? Or you just
Yeah, I
talking-
went through and found Target, Apple, like a whole bunch of different places. You had like
I thought I had Best Buy and Target on there. I didn't have Best Buy and Target. Okay, maybe that's why. I need to get the addresses you got.
Sure, I'll send them
if
to
I
you.
if I didn't have them on there. Because like I said, I sent it to places I don't even go.
Right. This was Home Depot.
Like makeup and hair and stuff.
I hope this finds you well.
CEO, I sincerely apologize for inconvenience this has caused. Rest assured is our priority to provide world-class customer service at Home Depot. I'll be more than happy to see what we can do to resolve your concern. To better assist you, please advise if this is regarding a recent store experience. Okay, I will begin working on a resolution. So I hope you sent them that, like what Hassan sent out today. This
That's
is a
what
good
it
one.
is. Like,
did you send them back the notice Hassan sent out today?
No, but that's what we got to do. Like you
nope,
said,
but I'll send it to him today.
Yeah, like you said, in your response to do UCC ones by the Federal Reserve. Like, I mean, we have
okay.
To put
was a copy of the UCC one sent with this?
No, I'm pretty sure we all need to do that.
Okay. Maybe so that's like the difference.
You can send it again tomorrow.
I sent them the UCC one, just those first main pages.
But I sent that too. That's what I did. I sent the notice of liability and intent. I sent the UCC one.
For real? I sent it by the Federal Reserve.
Yep, because I put that and I think it was 2 or 3 I put in. Because I sent the notice. I either sent 2 or 3, but I know I put the UCC one. Wow. So they're not yet, because I included that. I said attached will be the UCC one, and I put that in too.
Wow.
Okay, well, yeah, I would use what Hassan sent earlier and just refer to the fact that they already received the UCC one as attachment, and I might, if it's sent by email, attach it again.
Yeah, I think we all got the UCC one. I know I got it. Let me see. Let me double check.
I hope everybody got it, because I sent that to the dentist or orthodontist that's trying to charge us for our son's braces, and they never sent another bill. I sent them that and the congressional conversation about the creation of the Federal Reserve taking over the monetary system, and how it's the conversations that we went over, the Lindbergh and the other guy, I can't remember his name right now, but yeah, I highlighted both of their sections along with the main 2 pages of the UCC one, and then my 1 page notice of impossibility. So it was just 4 pieces of paper, and I handed it to them, and I emailed it to them, and never got anything back. Like they're like, yeah, she's not gonna give us this 2,300 or whatever we're trying to say she owes. Let's just charge that to the game. I never heard back from them again.
That's not it. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. I just went past the discrimination letter.
Yeah, okay. I found it. I sent the notice of liability intent. I sent the depth and possibility and the UCC one. I sent 3 attachments for each one.
Oh, I found it. So let's see.
You need to pull it up, bro?
Yeah, you can, because I was about to pull it up. I just found it. In my,
I sent those 3 notices as one. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give y'all like a 3-piece combo.
A 3-piece combo.
Let's see. I'm gonna rename it.
It's time for me to get my damn retired.
This is definitely the UCC one. Select all.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thing ain't going. First one is going pretty good. I think it's running up out the way. And
Wow.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. And so, okay. So now in combination, then when I send this email again, then of course I need to attach this. Of course. I really do.
Yeah, because I remember Malika, it's like in one of the classes, he's like, oh yeah, and attached to UCC one. So I was like, all right, notice a liability and intent. And now I'm gonna add the debt payment impossibility. And now I'm gonna give him the UCC one to show him that there's no way at all.
I mean, the only thing they could say is the
So let me tell
discrimination.
you.
The
Let me tell
only
you
thing
about
they
the
can
Son,
say
Father,
is
and the
we
Holy Ghost.
discriminate, sir. We only deal with people that are engaged in interstate and foreign commerce.
Correct. So that went out to Target, Best Buy, and Home Depot. That combination, bro, is what you're saying. You muted.
I said, Google Chrome, give me 1 second. Because I sent them joints out. I was not fucking around.
Yeah, I'm just saying it went to all three of them, is what you're saying.
Yes. Hold on,
Gotcha.
I'll show you. So let me hit new share, desktop. Right. So yep. All these, let's see. That sounds, I think that's Walmart, Aldi's, Kroger, Publix.
Okay. You're getting responses from some of the people that they're not here. So
Let's see, Best Buy, Lowe's. There's the Home Depot, Apple.
no, Walmart didn't reply. Like no one replied. Walmart didn't reply to me. Home Depot, Lowe's didn't reply to me. None of them. The local grocers didn't apply to me. Even the ones that their home offices are right here.
Wow. That's why I said, man, that whole working together thing is, that's why I said this, we gotta form like Voltron on this shit, because we have the mindset, the confidence, and the competence for it. It just seems like it needs to be like, as soon as they think they're recovering from a punch, you know, of our truthful correspondences, the next one needs to follow up. It's like, oh, there was the jab, here's the cross. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it has to happen. That's just what I'm seeing at this point, because yeah, we know a lot. We do. All of this, the three of us here know a lot. We add beings like, you know what I mean, McReal and Keith and Bobby, you know what I mean? It's a shitstorm for them, because it's like, oh, we can't find a way to force them into being customers. It's like, because we don't qualify.
Are you discriminating?
Yeah. We need to get that
literally.
joint letter, that joint correspondence, right?
Yes. Yes. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. That joint correspondence letter.
Yeah. So it's like it's gotta go down like that then. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to make sure, Sean, that I document that, because I know which one of those emails though, hold on. Is it the one from June 13th, bro? No, that's just the debt impossibility.
Right? I think I CC'd you and Brother Corey on the it should have been like June 1st. Yeah, June 1st. Wow. So I started off
June 1st. Oh, preemptive notice of liability. Okay, I see him right here. All right, I got him. Did you forward it to Malika?
No, but I will add Malika in on them. Or
yeah,
you said you don't send it.
Yeah, because I see it right here. And I'll send it to my
Malika said, who this? Saturday when I requested the template, she said, who it is?
Yeah, that mystical man is Brother Sean.
I'm like, it's me, Brother Sean.
It's long. So that was June.
Oh
1.
yeah, somebody knows the Lindbergh page, 3929. Y'all know. And then his homeboy, what is his name? Why can't I remember it? It's Lindbergh.
Yeah, that's Jennifer. That's Jennifer Lynn in the chat.
Yeah, I recognize her name.
Let's see.
All right.
And shout out to all you
Mary.
guys in the chat. Say it again.
I said peace out to Mary. She said she had to go. She'll catch up with us tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I was going to shout out everybody in the chat that showed up. JLB, which is Jennifer Lynn, Brother Seven, Brother Tyro, Open 642, Empress Me, C Thomas. C Thomas, the best time to cut your hair is when the moon is in Libra. When the moon is in Libra, to cut your hair to promote growth is when the moon is in Libra, and that's in the Farmer's Almanac also. Just to answer that question, Brother Derek, and we see Malika says, hey, friends-in-law, Slim Herb, Mother Sahar, to all of you, we're saying peaceful greetings and thank you for interacting in the chat. And I'm definitely seeing all your comments, guys, and you guys are awesome. And Mary, shout out to you also. So yeah, everybody's speaking on what they're speaking on. And as far as what we've spoken about here, and this is what I'm talking about, because just because of, I and Brother Sean been doing presentations of where the planets are, Malika, I guarantee you, I'm telling you straight up, you know what I mean? Like, what? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Pico was moving around and that. So I see that this is a time that's primed to have these people actually look at what it is we're talking about, because what has to stop is people thinking, oh, these people are talking some sovereign citizen. No, we're not. You should be sued just for that statement, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to say I'm part of a terrorist organization. You know, you're trying to put a mark. You're trying to put a mark on me. You know, I might have to fear for my life. Yeah,
don't curse at me. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Like,
but that's the things we get into, the issues we get into, like the video you said that Brother Corey shared with the straw man thing. Yeah. And I understand why people imagine this straw man thing. I understand what it is that they're attempting to say. But when you try to make those points without actually having the law on your side, like people say, oh, well, there's the Sesta KV Trust Act, but that's not in American law. Do y'all realize that?
I mean, it sounds like French
trust belief people. Exactly. There's nothing about that in the Declaration of Independence for the United States. It's not even in the Magna Charta, which is one of the original documents for a lot of governments, constitutions, if you will, right? A lot of them, many countries use the Magna Charta, right? But they actually adopt that and write that into their hierarchy of law when that's the case. There's nothing to support but suspicion that this Sesta KV Trust Act is in effect. And people act just like our adversaries, where they feel like this piece of law is written somewhere in someone's book, so it must be applicable to wherever I wish to apply it. It's similar to when people talk about the Nuremberg codes, which were apparently canceled or set aside or repealed, or however you want to look at it. So it's, again, not to say that when you read Nuremberg Code and the reason they were created, that they're not doing some of those same things today. The only time you run into a problem is when, instead of just using that reference as a part of your full education about understanding the sources of certain practices, you start thinking, oh, I'm going to reference that Sesta KV Trust Act, or I'm going to reference the Nuremberg Code in my traffic case. or in this credit card case, or even in a mortgage case, or whatever case you're trying to deal with, child support or whatever. And that's when you seem like a crazy fool, because that's not where you start talking about that stuff. That stuff is just your backup information for, just comprehension. That's not the argument that you're going to make when you are telling these people why you're the wrong party. That's some of the arguments that people try to make when they chase in the bag. Because that video where it says, I don't know if you shared it on the call before, where the straw man is running, that you played earlier.
No, I'll play it. I'm just saying, like, I'm
not telling you to play it or anything. I was just wondering if people don't know what it is I'm talking about, or know what I'm referring to. People keep trying to animate and explain this straw man concept, but it's like a red herring, and we need to get it out of our hearts and mind as an actual argument, because when they are trying to get us to come to court, it's you yourself that they're trying to get to come to court, not your straw man. It is you, the man or woman, that they want that hot blood, warm body in court. It is not your straw man that they're looking for. It is yourself. Yeah. It is not your straw man they're talking to.
Say, like, the straw man has to take the beating instead of you warehousing yourself in the jail to pay the debt. And it's like, no. When did you qualify to be a debtor to the U.S.? Like, first of all, you're not a fucking foundling.
Right.
Second of all, you don't owe a debt to the United States.
Yeah, we can't owe a debt at all, because unless you are an agent that pledged to uphold their principles while you're engaged in business on their behalf, you are doing your own private business as a man, a woman, a mother, a father, etc. And guess what? Our needs cannot be leaned.
No.
Our needs, our need for shelter cannot be leaned by the fact that they want you to get a mortgage, or by the fact that they want you to apply to be a corporate tenant, because that's fraud in the inducement. You're trying to get me to give up my birthright for a privilege that's only if I was operating in a different capacity. And when I'm operating as a private capacity, I cannot qualify for corporate leases.
Jacob and Esau. When Esau was asked to give up his birthright to Jacob for a bowl of porridge, red porridge.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to get you to do. Oh, I need a new place to shelter. Instead of 2 babies, I got 3 now, or whatever. So I need a larger place to shelter my growing family. They cannot go, well, even though you have a right to shelter, just step right on up over here and fill out this application for a real estate mortgage loan that, again, is only applicable for if you're not exercising your birthright, but you're accessing some privileges, which requires you to be regulated by this corporate entity, this corporate, or what do you call it? Body politic, called the city, state, city, county, or state. That is the issue, not this straw man thing, not this Sesta KV trust stuff. I mean, it's just a complete waste of time, talent, energy to keep trying to, oh, well, they're not talking to me, they're talking to myself. No, dummy, they talking to you.
Mm-hmm. And then look,
they think you are operating under a privilege granted by the municipal corporation. That's it.
Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to bring it up and translate. That's why I said it sounds French to me. And it's funny because without punctuation, it gives you this.
This is what life.
However, with a question mark,
I
fucking duck. I want this in.
What is life? Says to
So
KV.
people are like, you got to get this what is life trust. Like that's what I do. I always look for words to replace the words as being used to see if I can simplify it even more for myself. I guess is why it seems like I know so much. No, I just want to know what it is. That's it.
You just want to know what you're saying before you go around saying it all the time. And then you buck up with a Malika and she goes, well, what's that? And then you go, no one's ever asked me what that is before.
It's like, what is life trust? Or if we take away the punctuation, this is what life trust? Like,
This is my trust saying that I'm alive. Well, if you're fogging a mirror, I think that you don't need a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Are you not fogging mirrors? You know.
Is that not breath? Right. I mean,
because we think that they're like, oh, well, they're inviting you to probate court, so they must think that you're dead. No, it's not that they think you dead. They think you are only managing a decedent's estate. They don't care which decedent.
Right. It's like you're the registered agent. And so now, since you're the registered, we're going to treat you like a registered agent that is to be held accountable for some company, Now, granted, I know we've talked about this before, but, some people will look at it like, well, the all caps name is obviously them referring to, because they can only deal with corporations, right? They have no, parity with the real. So that's why I look at it like, if they all caps your name, Malika, and then they want a normally spelled your name, to be the one who's the registered agent for it. If I remember properly, you correct me if I'm wrong, but the registered agent is who you go after the suit for the, oh, I fell in aisle 7 at Malika's supermarket. So Malika's the registered agent for Malika's supermarket. And so I have to sue Malika because she's the registered agent. That's who the correspondences have to go to for me suing Malika's supermarket. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying, like.
But if Malika never owned the supermarket, it don't matter if the supermarket is named Malika's supermarket. You ain't talking to me. You can't be talking to this Malika. It's like harming yourself in Wendy's, right?
Correct.
You harm yourself in Wendy's. Yeah, you might sue somebody named Wendy. But I'm not the owner of that Wendy's, so it ain't me.
So, and then on top of that, we know also we've discussed that from the jump, it's really identity theft because of the fact they're banking on people not knowing that you had to consent to whatever proceedings they're trying to have you appear for.
But Asan, I did not consent and they're still inviting me. I have to go.
That sounds crazy. Since I know what I know now, that sounds insane.
I have to go.
Wow. Or
do you know what they do to people who don't go?
Food. Yeah, they take their dog's dog food and tie their shoelaces together so they can trip and fall when they stand up.
That's right. They put bananas in their tailpipes.
Jesus Christ.
Because people think that telling them you're not coming is the same thing. And why, of course. And what you're going to do if they still try to hold a kangaroo event. Because, of course, we don't have no confidence when we're speaking. Because we're speaking from a place of perceived slavery. So even the idea of communicating that since you're not a slave and governments derive their just powers from consent of the governed, in order for they to have the lawful and legal authority to command you to show up, you had to have given them consent by way of expressed written communication, or application. So if they cannot provide it, then they don't have any proof that you are bound to perform, which includes showing up.
It's very interesting that you brought this up, because I don't think people recognize, I mean, we do, because we show up to the lawful living, any class you're having, we show up. That the basis of what you're saying, and I didn't even mean for this to happen, but it's right in the center top of my screen. This is what's happening every time we correspond with these people. This is what it is. Every time.
Yeah. And that's why we start off PMAP with this.
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking every correspondence is this.
Yes, because they are, when they say you're a debtor, they accuse you of being a debtor. Whether
like they said to Sean in the target letter.
Yes, you applied for a card, you debtor. Okay.
Yeah.
If your brother sins against you, go and show him his fault. That's what the communication is when they go, this is a communication from a debt collector, or this is an attempt to collect a debt. I mean, they jump right over to the witnesses part when they do that, because of course they're sending a third-party debt collector, allegedly. It's a third-party debt collector coming after you. However, what's happening is you may or may not have sinned against your brother, but the attorney got a lead that you might have. They heard a rumor that you might have. So they send you a letter to try to collect on behalf of who you may have sinned against. And we don't go, well, how is this any of your business?
Right. So now we have to show that they're sinning against us.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
and so send them back a letter saying, hey, I think you are sinning against me by communicating with me about this alleged debt without my express written consent to you, or without harming you directly or even indirectly.
Correct.
It's one of my favorite passages. It should be everybody's, because this is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, You see what it says at the end of 17? And if he may not hear them, say it to the assembly. If the assembly he may not hear, let him be to thee as the heathen man and the tax gatherer.
Yeah, publican, you fucking publican. That's what a tax gatherer is, a publican. And it's interesting because Matthew was he was the publican. He was the publican.
Collector. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So then when we look at that, because this is a 3 strikes you're out. Calling him a publican is like saying you're out because you came to him in private, and you came with him with 2 witnesses, 2 or 3 witnesses, and then you went to the assembly. Private, witnesses, everybody, and you still on some bitch shit. Okay, you're right. You're a vampire.
I think it's interesting too, the name publican, or the term publican, which of course America made a republican. Right, they made a republican government.
Wow. So are they again tax gathering?
Yes, that's why Article 1, Section 8, what's the first function?
To collect taxes, imposts, duties, and incises.
That's right. That's the very first commandment, for them to be tax gatherers. Again.
Yeah. For Congress to do it amongst their own little self, not to be like, oh, well, now we're going to make it for everybody by franchising our tax collecting practices all over everywhere. Like,
and then we go out and apply for tax franchise numbers, and we called SINs, TINs, EINs, and then we go, well, how do I get out of it? Well, you got to you got to lay down those numbers. You got to stop using those enumerations. But how do I travel outside the country?
I mean, how am I going to pay my bills?
How do I act as not a slave?
Because I'm so used to doing it. My mama did it. My grandmama did it. Dad mama did it. I mean, I mean, come on. You guys are just insane. You guys are crazy. That's why you don't have any food or you don't have a land conveyance now.
You're trying to say you don't owe a debt? You trying to say you're not a debtor? You're trying to say that your rights have not been liened by the municipal corporation?
And the main people that say,
jest.
Wow. And the main people that be like, I'm not a slave, they are the premier indentured servants. Premier. I mean, number one slaves. And then when they come across us, they seek to condemn us and sin against us without against us. They want to see. The thing is, people actually think they have something by exchanging their time for pecuniary compensation when they actually have nothing. They are collecting a bunch of nothing. However, because a bunch of nothing can be exchanged for tangible items, our conversation that we're having now is being had by a bunch of crazy people that talking sovereign citizen bullshit. And it's like, you guys love fangs in your neck.
Well, it gets rewarded, right? You get to claim, I got the bag. I know how to get these refunds. You know, I know how to tap into the TD accounts. You know, the shit we always made fun of, you know?
Yeah, that's why I said there's something has to happen with these correspondences. It can't just be like, well, let's sweep them under the rug and do some copy and paste shit from the term and agreement for a credit card application or whatever, and they'll just go away.
Right.
No, like you guys need to seriously analyze this shit. Hey, Department of Agriculture, hey, Secretary of Agriculture, we need a freaking purchase card. And not because we need one of
those government-wide purchase cards.
Period.
We know you got it.
Say that again.
We know you got it.
Yeah, period. Like, come on.
We know you've been giving it out. We see the list.
Exactly. Yeah. We see the list. We see all the agents, all that.
Correct. So it's like, we need to have this conversation. Stop avoiding, like, and it kind of reminds me of Tupac.
I'm so glad you guys are initiating this, because that's absolutely what's needed. Everybody keeps sitting around waiting for someone else to do it. Somebody's got to say, okay, I'm going to tackle this area here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Brother Sean's been going hard. I ain't gonna even bullshit you. Like, he's like, bro, I'm working on this. And I'd be like, okay, let's just pile them up. Let's just stack them up. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know where my mind is. My mind is on the, all right, when we make this move, we got to strategize and go just like that. You know what I'm saying? Brother Sean's like, all right, I'm just going to collect. I'm like, all right, well, we got this. Like, me, Brother Corey, and Brother Sean are like all compiling. You know
I want to know what they're going to say to that request. I just need for you to, since, you know, we ain't supposed to be messing with that stuff. I want you to know what kind of accommodation you can offer us. So, you know, everybody can remain lawful.
Flat out. Like, that's what it is. Like, it's nothing else to really discuss. Like, seriously, it just really isn't. Like, I'm even thinking, like, hold on, let me see.
The only thing they can say is, sorry, sir, we discriminate. We only do.
Okay, then I'm gonna discriminate the suit then.
You see, right?
Wow.
So one of the things,
that's where I see it being. We got to just sue them.
So Sean, one of the things that has to be dealt with, I'll say, when it comes to the case of discrimination, is the facts that you laid out already briefly the fact that there are no United States dollars. I hope everybody realizes that. We're not just talking shit. Like, look at a dollar if you have a physical dollar in your wallet and see where it says United States dollar. It tells you what it is at the top on the front. What does it say? Federal
Reserve note. Where is it?
So when they say anyone agreed to pay, it's like, well, how did I agree to this impossibility?
Correct. And so I'm just going to bring it up just because it's one of the first things I brought up, and you're saying like we just have this in combination with what Brother Sean had put out also in these emails. Like, I sent this, the first time I sent this was October 25th, 2022, right? And I CC'd you in that one too back then. I was just like, man, I'm just going to look for it and just send it again. Like, I feel like I'm just going to have to do on some everyday stuff. And I really think that, and my mindset even then was like, how can I say this shit in a few paragraphs? Like, I don't even want to have to do a page. You know what I mean? So it's the Tom Vilsack, who is technically probably an attorney, who's the Department of Agriculture secretary. All right, so our brother Hassan guys.
You think he's an attorney?
I think all of them are at this point.
I guess you could presume that. I mean, because even the guy at the car dealership that kept saying arbitrary and capricious, is like, is he an attorney, or was he an attorney, or is he like just related to one? So he feels like he could just use this term arbitrary and capricious like a half dozen times.
And then we just learned that Marsha Fudge is an attorney also. Like, I could have sworn I read something not too long ago. Marsha Fudge is an attorney. Like, a lot of these beings have gone through law school, passed the bar, or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, so, and then you got to remember when we looked at the Constitution for the ULC, and they let you know, like, even if a state representative doesn't send a commissioner for the state, that the state bar will then supersede.
Yeah, we accept it on their behalf.
You see what I'm saying? It's
we're adopting it as our rules.
So we're not dealing with a so-called government where, as I said, you said, and I've said before, we're dealing with attorneys.
A mafia, a legal mafia.
That's it. It's all fucking attorneys. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah. So you always gotta talk like you're talking to an attorney, because even though Tom might not be an attorney, he's definitely got one in his back pocket.
He's got to be like how, they like every king has an advisor. He's got to have a Jafar somewhere close by who's eventually wanting to take over his position. Every time I think of attorneys, I see Jafar from Aladdin. I can't help it. Every time. But this correspondence is due to inquiring about receiving produce and products derived from my ancestral estate. I actively intend to open the communication conduit for honest and honorable dialogue. Right? We're just going to see if that happens. I mean, I know what spell I'm casting, but anyway. According to I and my members' general and permanent character, and in lieu of Title VII, pertaining to the United States Code, what voucher/purchase card can be gifted? Because that's what they have to. I know your obligation at this point. That's why I'm saying it the way I'm saying it. In perpetuity to I and my members, in order for us to not utilize foreign currency. Because I don't qualify to use the Federal Reserve note. I and my members pertaining to Seven Hills Star Astrology Firm, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, and Moorish Science Temple of America, under the Moorish Divine and National Movement, established as intended by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, are not contracted oath-taking Federal Reserve agents authorized to handle Federal Reserve notes and any other Federal Reserve instrument, thus making advances to the Federal Reserve Bank. Can you communicate to us what you need from I and my members in order for you to fulfill your trustee/Title VII obligations in making sure we heirs have the produce and products according to our necessitations. Gratitude indeed for your honorable and sincere obligation fulfillment. Have a graceful, magnanimous, national, and productive tenure.
Yes. Keep shoving it in his face that they have an obligation.
Period. Why not? Why not? I'm the Secretary of Agriculture. All right, guy, good. Let's hold you to that shit. The fuck? Like, come on, man. Like, why not?
That's the one that could absolutely do the the government-wide purchase card.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, come on.
can
So
do
why
it.
not? And like I said, the first time I ever sent this out was the 25th of October. But what you say, sis?
Was it was it addressed to Tom the first time?
Yeah. All I did was copy and paste the one from 1025.
Yeah, I thought maybe they might have changed who it was.
Nah, it's still
it
Tom
had to be.
Vilsack. When Brother Sean was like, yo, it's still Tom Vilsack right now. I'm like, all right, cool. Before I went live today, I said, let me copy and paste this shit from 25th October and sent it again.
Pop it in the mail. Put a regular.
I shall. Yeah, I shall. I have no
a regular
problem
letter in the mail.
It'll be half a page anyway, so
right.
If that. I think I have less paragraphs than Sean's response from Target.
It fits in the same envelope, because those envelopes can fit like 10, maybe 11 pages. Easy.
Yeah, you're talking about sending this and the payment impossibility and the UCC one by Federal Reserve.
Or it don't even have to be all of them, right? Because I think that the payment impossibility can be made shorter, or fit this into the same, like it can be made shorter, meaning like you can have something like this and just reference a few key points and maybe it'll make it to a page, or vice versa. Like use this as your intro on the payment impossibility document, like convert it into like, this is the conversation you're having. Like, okay, they didn't ever, even for people who have the red card, the actual Target red card, which I never heard of even existed until today. So let's say, for example, someone actually did apply for that card and they did get it, right? It's already an unconscionable contract because the terms of agreement are asking them for a form of payment that does not exist.
And it's asking them to be a driver.
Right? Because it's mandatory that you fill out this number. So what type of relationship are they trying to create? Are you one of the vendors that pulls up in the back with the 53-foot truck? Because if not, what you need a driver license for? Why is that mandatory on the form?
Correct.
And the fact, like I said, they're asking you for an impossibility. We're not the ones saying that there are no United States dollars. Just look for the definition of United States dollars in any law. You will see that they are not described. There's no federal code or act called the United States Dollar Act. There's nothing that says and describes what a United States dollar is. And you guys can take me to task. Y'all know Malika always talking some bullshit, right? Just go and look it up yourself, because she always lying and shit. She always thinking she know, right? She don't know how to read. There's United States dollars all over the United States code. Go and find where they're described. Just like there's a section that says Federal Reserve notes. 12 USC 411, it says Federal Reserve notes and Federal Reserve system, right? So where's the part that says United States dollars and the United States monetary system, or the United States dollar system, or anything that makes you think it's related to banking under Title 12 or money and financing under Title 31?
It's not. It's an imaginary.
Check United States dollar. I can call it. Check, put United States dollar, United States code, or United States dollar USC, or United States dollar CFR, Code of Federal Regulations. Because I don't think that shit is nowhere. Look at that. They want to talk to you about it on the Council of Foreign Relations. That's what they want to tell you about it. Look, 26 CFR. Election to use. Did it pass?
That's internal revenue.
Ah, shucks. Look at that.
You know what's funny? Dollar is not a hyperlink.
Why not? Why we can't get a definition? This is some bullshit.
Yo, it's so not a hyperlink. Like,
I was getting excited. I found
United
a section
States,
I ain't seen before. This
United
ain't
States person, like dollar has no hyperlink.
Why?
District director has a hyperlink. Taxpayer has a hyperlink. Controlled foreign corporation has a hyperlink. But not one time do I see United States
But they were
hyperlink.
talking about shareholders.
Classes of stock. What the fuck is that? What is classes of stock?
Something about stocks and foreign corporations. Why? Because what's Title 12? Foreign.
Banks and banking.
Foreign
banks
banking.
and banking.
Right. Foreign banks and banking.
Way to go. It won't bring up the definition. What's
Yeah,
happening?
sometimes they don't even have them, and this is what they do. They don't
Foreign
exist.
corporation.
Look at that.
Yo,
They
stop.
don't exist.
Stop. United States. Stop it. That's got to be a glitch. That can't be
This
true.
happened to me before. This has happened to me before. So it might be a glitch, or they might be trying to tell you something.
It's undefined. That's wild. And you know, because CFRs means that these are the rules
Yes.
for this particular agency, the IRS, right? That derived its authority from the United States Code, which is the statute, Title 26. So,
What is a QBE?
or QBU?
A QBU, sorry.
I don't know. It doesn't have a hyperlink. So I guess
what
we
is
gotta
this
do,
QBU talking about? The
What?
election.
is
No, we got to look up QBU USC.
you.
This is getting too good, and I gotta go.
Yeah, we got it in the live soon anyway. But yeah, I'm just looking like, hold up. Okay.
QBU USC. Oh, they don't tell. They gotta tell you what it is. Type in
Oh,
United
wow,
States
this
code,
is-
like the whole thing. Type in United States code.
All right, let's see.
And it's so funny because if they're mentioning under Title 26, qualified business unit.
Wowzers. Wowzers. Back to 26 CFR, right?
Oh my
You know,
God.
Wow. Hold on, where is it? Is it saying it somewhere? Am I
Yeah,
missing
it's
it?
saying a qualified, it's saying what it is.
No, I
it's
know I
saying-
saw it at the beginning.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got that.
It says what it is in the beginning.
Okay, all right. So then it gives you the
Term
applicability.
QBU within the meaning of this section. So you apparently have to still be this taxable person. And if it's
Wow.
under Title 26, that means you have to be, oh, look what it says right there. Number 3, a qualified business unit in general, a QBU is any separate and clearly identified unit of a trade or business.
Hold on, where are you at?
Defined
Hold on.
B. I'm at 2B.
2B.
The
Okay,
it
gotcha.
says, remember, it says right here, QB, definition of qualified business unit. A QBU is a separate and clearly identified unit of trade or business we all know under Title 26, trade or business is defined as the performance of the function
of public office.
Uh-huh. So, okay. So it's a clearly identified unit of a person engaged in the performance of the function of public office, of a taxpayer, which tells you what only people who are performing the functions of public office can be taxpayers.
Correct. Provided that separate books and records are maintained. We know what trade or business is. Is it going to give us the definition? Are they tripping?
Yeah, that got to be some type of glitch under that CFR, unless they did some type of not removal. What do they call it? Repeal, where they take it from one section and put it in another section.
Screw all that. This one
using a different browser.
I'm gonna go from Chrome to Safari and let's
I'm gonna run, brother.
So many tabs.
What'd you say?
Hey, his ain't got nothing on mine. And just like him, I got different browsers with multiple tags in each browser because I toggle in between. But peace, brothers. I want to continue the conversation, but QBU is sounding familiar.
Yeah, no, it's all good. What I wanted to do was go to 7701 because I know if we look
and get the trade or business.
Get the trade or business and then look up the QBU and then be like, let's see if it shows up there.
All right.
Right? That's what
I'm gonna come back and watch the end if you talk more about it.
All right, that's a bet.
Peace, guys. Peace, everybody.
All right.
Peace. Hopefully, God willing, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, you already.
Indeed.
There it is. Trade or business, right? Boom. See, it's showing that right there, right? All right. So if I go, as we see trade or business, the term trade or business includes the performance of the functions of public office, which is true because, again, we're under Title 26 here, right? Title 26 United States Code 7701 H2C1, right? That's what this is. 7701 H. See, H, motor vehicle operating leases, 2 C1, which is where trade or business is, right? So now if we go into, what was we looking at? QBU, right? QBU, United States Code, right? Which what I'm thinking is if I go here now and I click on tax, trade or business, I see what's happening. They didn't make the page for it yet. I don't think they made the links for it yet. Like this has got to be new. Or they just didn't care to put the hyperlinks for it. Like what happens when I click 53? Oh, okay, so the 53 Federal Register is showing up as a link. Right? Person. What's person? Okay, it shows person. The term person includes an individual, which doesn't mean a singular sentient being. An individual is under 5 United States Code 552A, and 5 United States Code is government organizations and employees. All right, which is what the birth certificate is. The authority for the birth certificate is under 5 United States Code, government organization and employees. And specifically subsection 301. So 5 United States Code subsection 301 is where the authority for the birth certificate is. So if you're not a governmental organization and employee or governmental organization employee, why would you have a fucking birth certificate other than you having it out of ignorance? And then it's like, whoa, I'm benefiting from it. Look, I got this. No, you're a criminal. And I don't know why people just don't just admit like they're a criminal. Oh, well, it's going to take so much writing and litigation. And then, it seems like y'all got to take a whole lot of time and you got to go through suing people. And how long those court cases going to take? Like the more people that do what we do, the, maybe this thing will get on the ball a little more and a lot quicker, but whatever. A trust in a state, a partnership, an association, a company, or a corporation. Term person includes an individual, a trust in the state, a partnership, and okay, it's just kind of like repeats itself there. So it's all good. But again, we're looking at 26 CFR. Remember, the codes, even they mimic on the federal level, the state level, and the municipal level. Codes derive their authority from the statute. All right. So Code of Federal Regulations derives its authority from the United States Code. Administrative codes pertaining to a state of corporation, state of organization, state of so-called state government. The administrative code derives its authority from the state statute. That's how it goes, right? So just to even bring it up, but I mean, I guarantee you guys want to do it for homework. I'm telling you, like, if we put this symbol, right? Everybody thinks they knows this symbol. However, let's type United States Code. This is what Malika was kind of getting to also. She just didn't get to say it all the way. But I know this is where she was going. It's funny how the first thing that pops up, get out of here. Why is that even popping up? But anyway, get out of here. Leave me alone, right? First thing that pops up is just United States Code, right? Like when the uscode.house.gov, like, oh, you want to see where the United States Code is a consolidated and codification by subject matter of the general and permanent laws of the United States? Like, really? Really? No, I want to know where that symbol is used, which means something else. That's why we're also saying, like, the stuff you guys just can't find. If you find it, let us know. But I'm pretty sure that Malika, I, and the bros have like, this symbol doesn't exist anywhere. It just doesn't exist. It does not exist. It doesn't exist. Where does it? It doesn't exist. I don't see it.
Yeah, that's funny. It said Moor, Illinois, in the bottom.
It's like I don't see it. Yeah, whatever that is. Like, so, like, man, it's like, wow, right? Like, come on, man. What are we seeing here? What are we seeing? The caduceus symbol, and we're looking for where it is in the United States Code, right? Dollar. United States Code. And then we're about to yield, right? Oh, look, 31, right? 31 is what? Is that money and finance? Let's see. United States Code, if I click on that, 31 is titled Money and Finance. Look at that, right? Back, right? 31, U.S.code, right? $51.12, denomination, specification, and design of coins. 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 And more coins. Man, and it's telling you how it should be written with "In God We Trust" on it and liberty. Like, what? Interessante. So you guys are going to do your homework on that, see what you can find. All right. I'll stop the screen share. That was the extended portion to Intuition Monday, obviously, right? This has been great, guys. The crimes and criminals. Yeah, that's title 18, Mother Star. That's the first thing I saw too, honestly, when I was like, look at that. Crimes and criminals is the first thing that kind of stuck out when we typed the caduceus symbol, right? Sort of caduceus, because then it wouldn't have two intertwinings, right? So it should be a staff with like an 8 on it, like the number 8. But it is what it is. So with that being said, any questions, comments, and/or suggestions going once? Questions, comments, and/or suggestions going twice. All righty, guys. No questions, comments, and/or suggestions going thrice. This is where we say to ye all, gratitude indeed for you guys showing up and interacting with us in the chat. And this is where I and my beloved brothers say, be yourselves and donate, guys. And with that being said, guys, I am going to give the floor on behalf of 7 Hero Star. We are Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, Brother Sean Aline L, Brother Corey Bay, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay, Brother Armawaba Bay. We're going to say here to you all, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace out.